Okay, I have a tendency of taking on difficult projects that have tricky parts, and so I'll try to explain how I managed to remove tilt and trim motor from this 1994 Evinrude 88 Special outboard. The trim motor was rusted right through, or is rusted right through, and it stopped functioning, and for obvious reasons, and I got a replacement, but found out pretty quickly that the trim motor is in the worst possible spot for getting it out. There are 3 stainless Phillips screws that hold it in, and I'm just covering the spot with this cloth so I don't get too much junk in the hydraulic unit itself. But you can see where the 3 screws would have gone. The motor and the bracketry make it completely impossible to get at the back 2 screws. The front screw you can get at. And so I thought about it a lot and did a lot of trial and error, and the only way I could think of managing this without taking the motor off, and I didn't want to take the motor off because I don't have a stand or even a helper to lift it up or put it on a stand, is to undo the pin and rotate the motor over. As you can see, it's actually sitting very lightly. It's very balanced, so it's not bending anything. It's sitting very, very lightly on its steering gear. I've got it locked down with a strap over there, but it's not going to fall this way, but it's not very heavy either. And then I took out the 6 bolts that hold the tilt trim unit in between the brackets to make it easier to get it away from the back, so I could get at the screws. So there's 6 bolts. They have 9/16 heads, 1, 2, 3 on this side, so 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3 on the other side, 1, 2, 3 on this side. Then this unit, it's not easy to get out, but it's loose enough that you can pull it, which is all I needed. And then I found that it was pretty much frozen in, so I loosened off the mounting bolts of the motor as well, all 4 mounting bolts, just to get a little bit of give to the brackets. I found it necessary, otherwise it was cinched so tight I couldn't move it. So a bit of work, but it's safe. I've still got the 4 mounting bolts in. Nothing's going to fall off, nothing's going to fall on me. But finally I could get at the rearmost Phillips screw, and this one as well, which was virtually impossible to get. Of course they were frozen in, so the only way I could remove them was with the impact screwdriver with a couple of extensions. The back one, I had to do it like this, and was able to get that done. That wasn't the easiest thing, but it's done, and that's now loose. As I was doing that, the corner of the old motor cracked off, but no big deal. Obviously I've got a new one to put on. So a little bit of work, but not as bad as I thought. Probably, if I knew what I know now, I could probably have done this in about half an hour. As it was, it took me about an hour and a half, because about an hour of fiddling. When I do put it back together, which will be quite easy, I'll just rewire the new motor, put it in, screw it on. That might be a little bit tricky, but I'll do that. And it comes with a new O-ring. The new motor comes with a new O-ring, seal it up really well. I'll obviously have to top off the fluid after that, and I think these units are self-bleeding, so you just cycle them up and down, and the air should bleed out the top of this cylinder. So with a little bit of luck, I'll get that done and get a new motor on there. So hope that helps someone.